It's a matchup many of us remember from over a decade ago, and this year, the same two teams are meeting at the big game once again. Super Bowl 49 concluded the 2014 NFL season with a jaw-dropping finale, final play that really everybody was shocked by. It saw the New England Patriots defeat the Seattle Seahawks 28-24.
I remember it well, and this year the names of the teams are the same, but the players wearing the uniforms are totally different, and new playmakers, new storylines, and hopefully new big plays will all take center stage this Sunday. And you can hear all about it the day after the game on the Endzone. We're with host Frank Hamilton and Gary John. Guys, thanks for being here this afternoon.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah.
Run the ball!
Right.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
We're going to talk about all that in a moment, but first, we want to talk a little bit about your season, because you're just wrapping up a season of the Endzone.
You know, I'm just so grateful that Frank had this idea and was able to convince those that make the decisions to give us the platform to do it. When I think about the Endzone, I often envision the Saturday Night Live skit, the Ditkus skit, because that's really what it is. I mean, if people are turning the show on thinking that we're going to be talking about, cover three defenses and all this nonsense, it's really just five guys kind of sitting at the bar talking about the games that happen and the ones that are coming, and it's just such a fun time. And to be able to get through two seasons without anybody yanking us off yet is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys have your opinions. So let's go back to 2014 when these two teams met.
Yeah.
And you just said it yourself, run the ball.
Yes.
For those who don't remember, that was when beast mode, right?
Right. Seahawks had the ball, 4th and 1, and a chance to win the game with a touchdown. Everybody thought for sure
They were
Marshawn
on the
Lynch.
1 yard line? Yeah.
Like, just hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch and run it in, and you get to hoist the trophy. But Pete Carroll outsmarted himself and decided to throw it, and Malcolm Butler became a household name with a huge interception, and the Patriots dynasty lived on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in dance with who you brought, And so if you've been running the ball all season and got to the Super Bowl, why would you change?
Right.
Right.
But they tried it, like Gary said, they try to outfox themselves.
Yeah.
The teams are completely different this time around.
Yeah, I mean, none of the faces that were there 14 years ago are going to be there on Sunday night, and it's really a turning of the page for the Patriots, who have lived with a few down years after the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick era, and Mike Vrabel is trying to build a new dynasty with a new quarterback in Drake May, who's in the Super Bowl for the in his second year, second youngest quarterback ever to get to the big game, and it's going to be interesting to see how he plays on Sunday, because he's been a little shaky in the playoffs.
Yeah. So who else should we look for as far as players in the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, the fun thing about this Super Bowl is, we talked about this on the show the other night, is they're very evenly matched. They both have good defenses, good offensive lines, good running backs, quarterback play. I think Gary gave the receivers for the Patriots a star above the Seahawks. I gave the Seahawks receivers a star above. But other than that, they're really close. We've come to the conclusion that it's all going to be decided about who makes the least mistakes.
Yeah, and special teams could be a big thing in this game as well. The Seahawks probably have a slight edge there with the speed of Rashid Shaheed, who you might have seen take the opening kickoff against the 49ers back for a touchdown. But the Patriots have a decent return game as well with their rookie returner Jones. So, as Frank said, it's really going to be, I don't want to scare anyone, because a lot of people complained when the Patriots and Rams played in the Super Bowl a few years ago because it was a defensive struggle.
Right.
I think it's going to be a very similar game on Sunday. You got two really good defenses, two quarterbacks that may be a second-year player, and Sam Darnold has his history, led the league in turnovers this year. There certainly can be some mistakes along the way. Zach Charbonnet is a huge injury for the Seahawks. They're down to just Kenneth Walker in the running game. So I think it's going to be a defensive slugfest, and it's going to come down to one big turnover, one big fumble in the fourth quarter. And the question is going to be, who makes that big mistake?
Right, who makes the mistake. Now, I will tell you, one member of your show is probably higher than the moon, John Joynes, who is a huge Patriots fan. Is there any quieting him, or is he?
Oh, no.
I got to give him credit, though. He was as more modest than I expected on Monday night when we did our preview show. But we are certainly rooting for the Patriots for John's sake, because he's had a rough year, and I know it would mean a lot for his family to be able to see the Patriots win another championship. So we'll definitely be rooting for the Patriots. Unfortunately, I think he's going to be sad at the end of the night.
Well, just so you know, Jackie Carley, who used to do the news here, big Seattle fan,
Well, I think she's
So
probably
she's going to be very happy.
Okay, so how can folks hear the show on Monday?
All you got to do is tune in on your terrestrial radio on Big 107.7, 4:30 when the show begins. But if you don't have a terrestrial radio, like a lot of people don't these days, you can download the Big 107.7 app. You can listen at bigclassicrock.com. And if Monday at 4:30 is not convenient for you, you can always catch the podcast Spotify, Apple, or at bigclassicrock.com. That's usually up by around lunchtime on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you can tune in to Super Bowl 60 with the pregame starting at 1, kickoff happening at 6:30 over on our sister station, Coast TV. Frank and Gary, thank you so much. May the
Very
best
welcome.
team win.
Thank you.
Enjoy the commercials.
Yes.